Okay, so let's see. How many people do we have? Let me know if you let me know if you can hear me okay. Let me just reattach my mic. So this is going to be a general reading. I do have building works going on, so I apologize for any banging or noise, but hopefully it doesn't affect the reading at all. So thank you. Yes, I have new nails. Let's show everyone both cameras. So yes, I have my Harry Potter birthday nails ready because I am a huge Harry Potter fan. But if you want a better picture of those, check out my stories on my Instagram. I have shared a picture. I know some of you are very invested in my nail designs that I get every 3 weeks. So for those of you who are and who love Harry Potter like me, then have a look at those. So we're just going to see what we need to hear today. I'm going to keep it quite open, but I have pulled out a few of my romance relationship style decks. So we're going to do like a general message, and then we will do some kind of love messages at the end as well. So I'm just going to begin. We're just going to see what we need to hear today. First thing I heard was clear the air. So I do feel like there is a situation here where we need to clear the air with someone. We need to have a conversation. Something needs to be put out in the open. And this isn't like a negative thing at all. In fact, it's going to be really positive. But I just feel there's a situation here which needs a little bit more transparency. This could even be, say, asking your boss for a raise. You know, it doesn't have to be related to love or relationships. I just feel like there's something that you need to get off your chest, something that you need to talk about. And this Mercury retrograde period is really pushing you to have that conversation. It's pushing you to, speak your truth. If there's something here that you want to say, this is the time to say it. This is the time to speak up and kind of just put yourself out there. I feel like there is something that you really want, and maybe you've been a little bit afraid that you weren't going to get it. Maybe you've been worried that, you don't deserve such a thing, and you've kind of held back. And this is the perfect time for you to just lay it on the table, and be like, okay, I am hoping for a promotion or for more money. What do I need to do to get it? Or, if this is a relationship, speak your truth. Say what needs to be said. So anyway, let's get some cards out. 8 of Wands. No surprise there then. Spirit is really emphasizing the importance of communication right now. Something really needs to be said. There is a very important conversation which is going to take place here. And I just feel that this conversation is going to get things moving forward. So if there is a situation here which has felt stuck, it's because something needed to be discussed. And once you've had this conversation, you will feel a huge weight lifted off your chest, and you will feel like, things can start to make progress again. So let's look into the background of this. What's been going on here? Let's see. Page of Pentacles. I do feel this is related to kind of something material. This is related to career, finances, it's related to your foundation. There's been something that you needed to talk about, something that you needed to make progress with. And it's related to kind of your sense of self-worth. And you haven't felt very stable. You haven't felt like secure in a situation because there was something that you needed to talk about. And that opportunity is coming. I feel like within the next couple of weeks, you will get that that opportunity to to speak up. So the good news is, I do feel for a lot of you, this is going to bring in more money. This is going to bring in more opportunity. This is going to bring in like financial rewards and abundance. So who knows, you might say something and it will absolutely have a huge effect, and it will really start to change things materially. So just so you guys know, I am live on TikTok and on YouTube. This is just a general reading, and I'll be doing personal questions at the end. So, the Hanged Man. Yeah, there's a situation here which I feel like it's been quite stuck because you've had to start looking at this differently. The Hanged Man encourages you to look at things from an alternate perspective. So where there's been a little bit of instability, where where you felt there's been like a lack of movement, it has been for a reason. It has been to get you to look at this differently. Maybe it's been to encourage another person to look at this differently. But either way, things are going to start to move forwards again. I can see that you've changed your perspective, or maybe another person involved here has changed their perspective. And as a result of that shift, there is now going to be forwards movement again, and there's going to be a real shift in momentum, and it's very exciting. It feels like it's an opportunity to build. Six of Pentacles. This is balanced. This is fair. There seems to be like a sense of justice here, as if like you've put in a lot of effort and this is now your reward. You are going to find that like an opportunity comes your way. You have been breadcrumbed in the past. You have, it's like you've had these big promises which just weren't fulfilling. They didn't come to fruition. You could have even had ideas which just didn't quite take form. And all of that has been for growth. It has been for personal development, as frustrating as that is. And now we are going to see more balance. We're going to see a sense of karmic justice. And there is absolutely going to be money on the horizon. It feels like money is improving before anything else. So if you have been manifesting more money, if you've been manifesting kind of like career progress or business opportunities, good. It's working in your favor, and you are going to see those opportunities very, very soon. Another number 6 of Swords. So we are moving away from quite a turbulent time. Well, like I said, things just haven't felt very stable. Things have felt, tumultuous, and like it's felt very wavy. It's felt like we couldn't get a clear sense of direction, and there was a lot of uncertainty in the situation here. But the good news is we're moving away from that, and we are absolutely going to see new horizons, new opportunities very soon. So immense progress is being made over the next kind of 6 to 8 weeks. We're not waiting a long time here. Hi Joanne, lovely to have you here. So keep the comment section alive, guys. I will be taking personal readings at the end as well. So we're moving away from this sense of instability and not feeling very secure to suddenly realizing, okay, there is a lot of opportunity here. We are seeing, we're seeing what we wanted. We're seeing our vision starting coming to life. But we've had this period of suspense, possibly even frustration, but all of that has been for a reason. And right now we might not understand the great purpose of this, but I feel like it's going to become clear over those coming weeks. Keep in mind that someone may reach out to help you. I feel that you are attracting some kind of assistance or help right now. You are attracting, to be honest, I feel financial help more than anything else, but this is just going to get things moving forwards. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Like I said, if you want a raise at work, don't be afraid to ask your boss and be like, okay, what do I need to do to get a raise? And you're not being cheeky or greedy with that. If that's something which is on your mind, something which is important, then this is a really good time to put it out there and to ask for it. But I do feel someone here is helping you move forward. I don't feel like you're doing this on your own at all. We've got the Ten of Swords here. What a heavy energy that we are moving away from. So the Ten of Swords represents a real struggle. And this is just like a sense of defeat. I really am getting the message that recently you have felt so defeated. You felt really low. You've just felt like, when is this chapter going to come to an end? When are things going to get better? The good news is it's already shifting. It's already in that transition period. And it's very likely that you are now feeling that energy of being between phases, being between chapters. But yeah, you may have even been betrayed. I just get the sense that like some kind of promise didn't come to fruition. Someone didn't live up to the expectations that that you had for them. But Ten of Swords just tells me like there was a loss here, and it was a big loss. You know, this isn't something small. This isn't something that you could just, you know, recover from within a couple of days. I really feel this has taken quite significant time for you to come to terms with. And it did leave you feeling quite insecure in yourself. Maybe there's been like a blocked root chakra here as well. But now we're seeing that shift. Now you're looking at this differently. And very soon, in a couple of weeks' time, you're going to look back at that Ten of Swords and be like, wow, what a blessing was that ending. Because every ending is a new beginning. And sometimes we just need to remember that. And it's not easy at the time, but I do feel that very soon you'll be reflecting on that and you'll be feeling not necessarily grateful, but you'll be understanding why that happened and how things are now moving forwards in a better way. This is now a higher path that you are on. It's more aligned with where you want to go and what your visions are. And remember, this could be anything. If this is a relationship, then we are letting go of someone or an idea of someone so that we can attract someone who's actually going to move forwards with us. If this is work, you know, you're putting out there, you're asking for more money, you're asking for a career move. It's happening. Judgment. What a huge wake-up call. But also what a huge blessing this is. This whole situation is one big blessing in disguise. And people are going to start to rise up to help. People are going to start to make a big difference. This Judgment card tells us that this is a moment of awakening. And like I said, you know, these moments of awakening, they're not necessarily comfortable. Sometimes they can come as a result of this kind of energy. But that energy is not meant to last. That Ten of Swords, we're meant to move past it. Because judgment comes, this is us being kind of called to our destiny. So whether this is soul connections coming together, whether this is you realizing your purpose, realizing your passions, when judgment comes, this is a major change. This is like a life-altering transformation. Whatever you do next, you're doing it with a totally different attitude and energy and awareness than how you've been approaching things before. So, and this could be someone connected to you as well. Someone else might be going through this, you know, grand awakening, and now they're able to talk to you differently. They're able to offer you different things. So we're going to have to see how this plays out, see how this energy, you know, moves forwards. But I am feeling a lot of progress between now and the end of August. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles. Here's the beginning. Here's the opportunity. So like I said, that Ten of Swords, every ending is just a beginning in disguise. So here we have it, the Ace of Pentacles, some kind of opportunity. And this feels bigger than what you expected. This feels like it's tangible. So say you've been having dreams and visions and praying for something to happen. That Ace of Pentacles tells me that it's going to arrive and it's going to be a lot more real than you anticipated. Sometimes we get so focused on our dreams that they are just that. They're just a dream. They're like another world. And then, lo and behold, you're attracting this Ace of Pentacles, and suddenly your dream is real. Suddenly this is something you can hold. Suddenly this is something that is in your physical space. And that shift is going to be massive. And I really do feel that this is coming sooner than we expected. Yet we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. So the Eight of Cups in reverse tells me that your search for something with more meaning it's coming to an end. You're not going to be searching for this for much longer. You've been looking for some kind of missing piece. You've been looking for some kind of deeper fulfillment in your life, and you won't be looking for that anymore. This is changing. It's coming to life, and you know, it's like the quest is over and you're finally arriving at the place of treasure. You know, you're finally unlocking that treasure chest. You're not just going to feel like you're on this never-ending journey looking for something for much longer. So guys, I'm going to have a quick drink. We are then going to do a love reading. And then once I have done a love reading, we are going to take personal questions. So the love reading is just going to be a general love message. We'll see what messages come through. It may or may not resonate. Take what does, leave what doesn't. And then we will do our personal questions. So I can feel my voice going. Best hold out. So let's see, what do we need to know about love and connections, Spirit? This could be the one. So there's a person here who you feel is the person for you. Either this is someone you've been connected to for a while, or this may be someone who has just come into your life and you're thinking, is this person the one for me? You know, is this my life partner? But this could be the one. Tells us that we need to have a little bit of faith in love. We need to really believe in what we are experiencing right now. Very likely that there is a soulmate here who is showing up or who has shown up recently. And we need to trust. We need to have the confidence to take that step in love. Some of us may be closing our hearts a little bit out of fear of the past repeating. Let's see what's going on there. Okay, yeah, so it seems like what happened here, someone made all the right gestures, someone was very romantic, said the right things, maybe, like, you could have even been engaged to this person, or you were in some kind of, like, serious commitment, but then codependency, there wasn't, like, a healthy foundation for this. This person may have got caught up in other addictions and other situations. It just feels like someone here said the right things, made the right promises, but then didn't follow through with it. You know, they didn't fulfill their promises, you know, and I kind of get the sense now that there is a new chapter in love beginning, but that past is still lingering. You know, that, well, what if this person lets me down again? What if this person turns out just to be like my ex, you know? So there's definitely some uncertainty here when it comes to, you know, believing in love again. So that's something that we need to work through right now. This could be the one is telling us that the partner who we are manifesting is coming to fruition. You know, this is someone who is coming into our life if they aren't here already. Yeah, look, Knight of Chalices, Nine of Pentacles. So the Knight of Chalices, this is a surprise. This is totally unexpected. We didn't see this coming. We were not prepared for it. We were so busy focusing on our healing, and this person just catches us off guard. Now, with the Nine of Pentacles, I feel like you were truly enjoying just being single, living your life, finding yourself. And this person who is coming through, they are very different to your usual type. This could be someone who you wouldn't necessarily, you know, have given a chance to in like a past situation. Certainly seems like this person is just very, very different there. And do you know what? They wear a bit of a mask as well. I think this person comes through and they're quite kind of like tough exterior, you know, pretending that like love and relationships aren't necessarily important right now. But beneath it all, this person is very sentimental. You know, they do want a genuine connection, but they also have their own fears when it comes to love. So it's interesting, both of you are working through past issues right now, and both of you are trying to overcome that so that you can take the plunge, so that you can take that leap of faith and, you know, get this connection moving forwards again. But I tell you now, this person is very attracted to you. And like I said, whether it's someone who is here already or someone who is coming in, I feel September is a strong link here. So something could happen in September, or there may be like a September birthday or anniversary coming up. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. So yeah, you are so busy like doing your own thing, trying to keep yourself, like your life together. So this person, when they come in, it is a surprise. I don't know whether this is someone who you already know who is making a bigger offer, or whether this is someone new who's coming into your life. But, you know, it really does catch you by surprise. Whatever is coming next in love, it feels like you're totally unaware that this is coming. There's something here like you are just, you know, you're oblivious to this. You may not even realize that this person is into you, and then they ask you out on a date and you're like, oh, I had no idea that you felt that way. Or, you know, if this is like a connection you're in already, this person is planning something and they are totally going to surprise you by what they come forwards with, by what they suggest next. So you are being guided to kind of put the blinkers on a little bit and not worry about what lies ahead, and not focus so much on the past. Keep healing from this situation where you were bitterly disappointed by someone who didn't fulfill their promise. And, you know, just enjoy who you are. Who you are right now. Enjoy this process of healing. You've got other things to be focused on. Money is clearly a big thing right now. Money, career, business. That's a big focus right now. Spirit wanted to talk about that first. So as you focus on those areas, you will find that love just kind of naturally starts to improve. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles. This could be the one. This could be it. What is happening next in love feels like this is something you have been hoping for a really, really long time. And this is a long-term relationship. The Ten of Pentacles, you know, this is a very successful relationship. It's what you've been manifesting. This is the kind of person who you can build a home with. You know, it feels like this relationship has such a solid foundation. And all you need to do is just open your heart and really believe that this is happening for you. Sometimes it's our own doubts and negative self-talk which become the biggest barrier. So that's a challenge right now. The challenge is, you know, don't let yourself become the block. Two of Swords. For some of you, there will be a decision coming up. And here you are, you know, you don't want to accept this rose. You don't want to accept this. There's a sense of fear here. And I do feel that this is just disappointment because of what's happened to you before. And now you're afraid of letting love in. But Spirit's saying, well, this person could be the one. But the only way that you will know that is if you give it a chance. So I know it's hard, but that's what, you know, the guidance is today. So guys, let's open up to your personal questions. I hope you enjoyed our little reading today. So first one over on YouTube is Pretty, but if everyone or anyone wants to send a question that they would like me to look into, please send them now. I will do as many as I possibly can. So Pretty, you wanted general guidance around your career. Shelby will pin the ones on TikTok for me to look at. So let's see, Pretty, general guidance around your career. So you're being guided to look at things differently right now. It feels like you're not very happy with where you're at in your career. So you're definitely wanting to create changes, but you're so focused on the unhappiness and what isn't working out that you're not really exploring the opportunities you want to do. So Spirit is guiding you to just shift your perspective. Think about the opportunities that you would like to explore with your career. And, you know, if you find yourself focusing on, you know, what's making you unhappy, flip that switch, you know, and use that as kind of fuel to find what you want to do next when it comes to your career. It feels like as soon as you've made a decision, you'll start to see like forwards movement real soon. So P, will S want to get back into a relationship with you this summer? So let's see. Getting to know each other. So it seems like the two of you are definitely going to be talking again this summer, and you're going to be taking it slow. You're not going to be rushing. I don't get the sense that you're going to get back together officially this summer, but you will start rekindling the connection and just having, you know, maybe some like quality time together. But it's definitely moving slowly, but this is a good thing because it means you can actually get to know one another. You can actually understand what one another is looking for right now in a relationship as well. So yeah, there's going to be some kind of secret meetups this summer between the two of you, but it kind of feels like we're not rushing this. We're not rushing to get back together. We're taking our time now. So Nikki, and then I'll come back over to YouTube. How is S feeling about the two of you this week? So let's have a look. Five of Wands. Okay, so S is feeling like quite competitive about this. There's definitely a sense of jealousy and insecurity coming through. It's likely that S is worried about what you are doing right now. Mercury retrograde energy is definitely, having a factor here. And it feels like S is feeling a little bit triggered right now about who you could be speaking to, who's showing an interest in you. So yeah, he's definitely a little bit concerned about what you might be getting up to. So let's see. We'll just get a message from Spirit for Christy. So let's see. Nine of Swords. The Spirit is telling you, Christy, you do not need to worry right now. Things are better than they seem. When that Nine of Swords comes through, it feels like you're struggling sleeping. You are having like anxious thoughts, maybe focusing a bit too much on the past. And Spirit just really wants you to rest and recover. Make time for your healing. Make a space for it. It feels like you are just like there's a lot of unnecessary chatter going on mentally right now. And Spirit is saying, be patient with yourself because you're clearly on the road to recovery. You are in this process of healing and it takes time. Spirit is guiding you to think about what your intentions are for this next chapter, just to get you away from focusing too much on the past and not feeling anxious about the future. Just be very present in the moment. What actions can I take this week which is going to get me closer towards my goals? So Adri over on TikTok, can you have some general guidance as well? So let's have a look. Six of Swords. So Adri, Spirit is guiding you to accept help. That's the first thing I'm getting. I feel like you're someone who you like to do everything on your own. You don't ask people for help very often. But Spirit is encouraging you to be a little bit more open to receiving help. Because it seems like there's something here that you want to move forwards with. Some progress here that you would like to make. And there will absolutely be an opportunity. But it feels like someone's going to help you with this. And I get it. I like to do everything by myself as well. I'm very independent. But sometimes we need to let someone else, help a little bit. So that's what Spirit is guiding you to do right now. The world, you have so much success around you. You are really moving towards something incredible. You are ending a chapter in your life, moving into a chapter where you feel like you can be seen for who you are, where you are embracing authenticity and you are really following your purpose, but you need to let others, be of assistance. So Meals and Moments, is she genuine for you or should you just end it? The Hermit. In all honesty, lovely, it feels like you're better just spending some time apart from this person right now. The Hermit tells me that a little bit of time of reflecting is needed here. So is G genuine? It seems like this connection is very important for both of your spiritual development and personal awareness. But it does feel like you need to have some time to think about this. It seems like you already know the answer. And Spirit is guiding you to go inwards and trust your gut feeling rather than looking for kind of signs or confirmation about what to do. What do you feel you want to do? You know the answer already to that. Naomi, can you have some guidance for your career? Are they going to give you the contract you want? High Priestess, yes, absolutely. You're going to be in a very powerful position. This is like you holding the contract. So you are going to get the contract that you are manifesting. The guidance here is for you to not try to fit in. You need to embrace your power. You need to speak up for yourself. You need to continue with how you are approaching things. But whatever you do, do not dim your light. I feel like you have so much knowledge, so much wisdom here, and you're absolutely ready for that next step. You are ready to take on more responsibility. And there is going to be an opportunity coming very soon. I really do feel that by the end of this year, you will be in a completely different place with your career. You'll be in an elevated position, and there's a lot of success coming your way. The only bit of guidance I'm getting is that you need to have fun with this as well. I feel like work has become very serious and a little bit heavy right now. And Spirit is saying, can we bring a little bit of fun back in your day-to-day? Karina, what's tomorrow's full moon bringing for you personally and your connection with Mark? So let's have a look into you personally, and then, okay, the full moon, we have the Fool. So the full moon for you, this is about you stepping into a new chapter. This is about you taking a risk. So I feel this full moon is kind of challenging you to do what you are afraid of most right now. So there's something which is on your mind that you've been holding back from, and this full moon is like that push from spirit to make you do it. So if there's something that you know you've been hesitating with, I feel this full moon is kind of like a bit of a green light to say, do it, do it, go for it. Okay, so the full moon connection, what's the full moon doing for the connection with Mark? I do feel like it's bringing a lot of past emotions to the surface. It is helping close out a cycle where maybe there's been like a little bit of distrust here. So I feel the two of you can now start to rebuild trust. The two of you can now start to move forwards and make some progress here again. So let's see. This full moon is going to bring about an important conversation as well. Knight of Swords. It seems like there's going to be a bit of a switch up here of energy. You're going to be focusing a little bit more on taking those leaps of faith and taking risks and doing the things that you're afraid of. And as a result of that, Mark's going to be a little bit more, okay, I want to take action. I want to, like, what's she up to? What's she doing? And he's going to be very intrigued by your shift in energy, and it's going to encourage him to take a little bit more action here as well. Okay, I am getting a lot of questions. I am not going to be able to answer everyone's. So let's see. Melly, could you have some insight on a connection with Eric? Okay, so let's get some, can't even speak. Let's get some insight on this connection with Eric then. What's going on here? The Emperor. Okay, this is really on his terms. It feels like he is going to be the one to make the move when it happens. Any reconciliation is going to come from him. Unfortunately, I feel like there is not much you can do to encourage this. All you can do is just keep living your life, and ultimately, like, if he's meant to be part of that, if it is meant to be a reconciliation, then that will happen. But, you know, it seems like for you, he's the one. You know, you really do feel like he is the person for you. So you are being guided to surrender quite deeply right now. Keep an open mind. Spirit is saying, like, whilst there is such a strong connection with him, because there's not much you can do in your control about this, you are being guided just to, like, keep surrendering, you know, keep looking at this situation differently. I just feel like you need to be very honest with yourself about, you know, is this relationship really what you want from a relationship? Or is there just really strong feelings and a sense of attachment to him? And that's something just to kind of reflect on throughout Mercury retrograde. Like, I put the Emperor back in the deck and he's coming out again. So I just feel that anything that happens, it is going to be on his terms. It feels like he's the one who's going to reach out. Will he reach out? 10 of Cups. If he does reach out, it'll be because he is ready to explore a relationship again. But it definitely seems like he's going through quite a big time of awakening personally, first of all. And he needs to find a happy place in his life before he could reconnect with you. So don't wait for this. Don't hold out waiting for this connection to come back together. You kind of need to accept what's going on right now and just move forwards and keep making progress in your life. And, you know, like I said, if there is a reconciliation, it's going to be because he's decided to reach out. So hopefully that helps. So, Joanne, will you move house anytime soon? Joanne, will you move house anytime soon? Okay, 9 of Swords. This is something you're really worried about. I don't know why you're worried about it. So let's see. Have you thought about what kind of house you want? Have you started writing your list of, you know, what you're looking for in a house? It will really, really help. I do think that you want this to happen really soon, but Spirit is kind of guiding you to be patient with this. It feels like it needs a bit of time to come to fruition. You will move. I got the World and the Ace of Pentacles, so you will have that opportunity to move, absolutely. But it definitely needs to be something that you kind of focus a little bit less on right now. And rather than worrying about the move, Focus on what you're looking for. What does your next home look like? You know, even like vision boards, like Pinterest, like create vision boards for the kind of home and the kind of space you want to create. And all of that will help bring this to life. But try to get out of your head a little bit about this. It feels like next year is really solid for you as well, Joanne. I really feel 2026. I'm just seeing that new foundation coming. So, Andrita, what the full moon will bring to you? So let's see. For Emperors, this full moon is going to be a very empowering time for you. Really feels like you are rising up into your power. You're rising up and you are achieving some kind of success here. I feel like this full moon just lightens the load. Any pressure that you have felt is going to be released with this full moon. And that should definitely be your intention. And you are going to see kind of new opportunities emerge. And I really do feel that you are just kind of coming into yourself a little bit with this full moon. It's helping you connect with your soul. It's helping you connect with your inner child. There's a nurturing energy coming through with this full moon, as if you will know what your needs are and how you can take better care of yourself. So this full moon is probably highlighting kind of where you need to invest your energy, where your power lies, and kind of what your needs are and how you need to nurture them. So, Lisa Scorpio, is there anything fun happening in July unexpectedly? I hope so. Let's see. Page of Swords. So there is definitely going to be an interesting conversation or a person here who makes an appearance. So what I am feeling for you is that July, there's definitely going to be an opportunity, which is it's like a surprise conversation. I really feel that this comes from nowhere. You know, totally unexpected. Someone just reaches out of the blue. What do they want to say? Queen of Pentacles, this person, they see your worth. They see what you are doing right now, and they absolutely want to make you an offer or give you some kind of compliments. I really feel like you're just receiving like unexpected compliments from someone in July, but this is a really big boost to your confidence, and it gives you that reassurance that you are on the right track. I also do feel that there could be an opportunity in your career or a financial opportunity which comes about in July. But, you know, basically, like, you've been through a big transformation. July, you're feeling much more secure in yourself. As a result of that, you're attracting some fresh and exciting energy. That Page of Swords is like, it's a new beginning here. So July is full of kind of like surprising, unexpected opportunities. So let's see. I will do a couple more. So Lady Lux, what's going on with D and yourself? Let's use this one. So what's going on with D and yourself? Let's have a look. Okay, that is flying out. Where's it gone? Okay, so what's going on here? It feels like D is going to surprise you. It feels like D is planning something, and you know, it's gonna catch you by surprise. This person is not revealing their move first. I kind of feel like you're oblivious to what's going on with D. There's something that D is planning that you just you're not anticipating. You're not prepared for it. Seems like D is quite hoping to improve this relationship and lay a better foundation for it in the near future. D is having a big awakening and really does feel like the two of you share a very important soul connection, and he wants to make things a little bit more official. It is like D's had this huge awakening and realizes just how important this connection is, and now D wants to take action. You know, he wants to get things a little bit more official, and I do feel like there's some kind of fiery and exciting beginning which is happening between the two of you quite soon. So yeah, it's definitely going somewhere. Definitely feels like it's getting a bit of a spark back anyway. Code Express, we have the same birthday, 17th of July. Thank you. Happy birthday to you as well. Leslie, general guidance on your next career move as a freelance photographer. Okay, the High Priestess. It feels like you're being guided to kind of do the photography that resonates with you. This is not about necessarily like doing what's popular or what everyone else is doing. I feel like you need to do things a little bit different. I am, to be honest, Leslie, I'm really seeing a lot of like black and white like landscape, and that might not be something that you do, but I'm just in a lot. I just can see like a wall full of like square black and white pictures in like a gallery. So I feel that there's some kind of like quite arty, soulful, spiritual photography that you will be able to capture. And this is about you maybe doing this as like a bit of a hobby, reconnecting with that love for photography and finding like a creative way to express that. And you know, that can be totally different to like the photography work that you might do to, you know, to make serious money. So you might like photograph events, but on the side you've got this like passion which is going to attract attention, and as a result it's going to boost your business. So it, you know, your kind of guidance on your next career move is like, don't focus on money, don't focus on output, but instead focus on doing something which resonates with your soul, and trust that that will then gain momentum in other areas and help grow your business. So I'm going to do one more. So Julia, what are Gabriel's next actions towards you and this relationship? So let's have a look. Oh, flying out. 2 of Pentacles. So Gabriel is going to surprise you to try and clear the air. I don't know what needs to be said here, but it really feels like there's something that Gabriel needs to get off his chest, and he is hoping that this will bring the two of you closer together. Seems like you have been expecting a little bit more from him. He hasn't been showing up consistently, or that's maybe what's going to happen here is like, you know, you're really hoping for something big and he's not quite giving it. It's like a sense of disappointment, you hoping for something more, and this is when he's going to surprise you, and he's going to have that conversation so that the two of you have more clarity on this relationship and where things are headed. So it seems like Gabriel just wants to get the two of you to like a better understanding, so you know like how things are progressing. He wants this to move forward, but he has to stay balanced with other things. He has to focus on maybe his career as well, and maybe he's trying to find time for everything right now. So I'm just getting like, give him a little bit of grace, and there will be a conversation to clear up any confusion very soon. So guys, that is all I'm going to do today. I'm running out of battery, so I'm going to have to go. But I will be back next week. Don't forget, follow me on Instagram, Sacred Space Readings, and you will see details of when I plan to go live. So that will be posted the day before. I do want to share with you guys, I am doing an exciting flash sale. So from now until 8 p.m. UK time, you can get any of my written or recorded readings for £10 off. So it's just £20. Ask any question and you can get a detailed reading for that. So head to my website, sacredspacereadings.co.uk, for my £20 one question reading. And I also have my special offer on there as well for this week. So I will see you guys next week for our next live, but check out my Instagram for all my kind of up-to-date details and daily messages as well. So thanks for joining today, guys. And if I didn't get a chance to answer your question, make sure you come back next week, and hopefully I'll get time there.